Crash. Oh, man. Nice. Happens instantly. And we're back. Let's try that again. Good morning, everybody, says Nuke. Good morning, says Sodat. Gotta love it. Was GAC running off your computer? GAC? What GAC? At least it didn't ruin a GAC battle. There will be no GAC battles. Yeah, no GACs, guys. GAC is dead. It's gone. It's past tense. It has died. Okay, what is this? It wants me to research psoriasis. Nope, don't think I'm going to do that, Stacks. All right. Okay, so it's picking up the wrong thing now. I'll work on getting this squared away. See what questions y'all have. You pay so much for an internet provider. It's not my internet provider, it's my computer. It is my computer. David Dutrow says it wasn't a crash. DL was just role-playing the Grand Arena. That's pretty much what happened, huh? Blessed Carrot's in the house, wishing us a good stream and an excelente weekend. Nice. Hey, DL, great to see you back and healthy. Hey, Dasan. Hopefully Conquest isn't as messed up as GAC was. We'll see. Typical CG, we're going to change everything you know about the game to make this one node more valuable. And then we're going to mess that node up. Yeah. Man, taking Anakin off of my... taking Anakin off of hard nodes was inconvenient. Okay, that doesn't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. Looks like I have a screen back, guys. All right, I imagine that successful looking fleet battle is now completely gone, unfortunately. All right. See if we can get this going so we can get our fleet battles done in here sometime. I've been messing around in Squad Arena, just playing down low. And I've been practicing with my CLS team. So I dropped a ton of rating. And I'm just floating around down here where there's... Oh, well, you can't see that anyway. Floating around down here where there's a bunch of gas teams to fight. And I've just been practicing my CLS versus gas matchup and, you know, playing around with that. How do you guys do this? I mean, what's been working for me is actually shooting fives first. I go ahead and let Rex go. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but that seems to work pretty well for me. Just lock down fives for a turn. And then my CLS just rampages. It's pretty easy, really. I mean, I don't... Maybe these are terrible gas teams, but I don't feel very challenged by this matchup. So that's good. Gotten quite comfortable with working our way through the gas matchup. Ooh, he stood back up. All right, you can sit back down. No worries, man. Have a seat. Chill out. It's all good. All right, let's pop him. Okay. Smack him around a little bit. Next time we get around to see... Oh, never mind. You know, 63 banners or something. It's pretty good. Good old DL fashion, let's crash. Glad to catch you live. Greetings from Germany. Greetings. We're going to put an end to these crashes with this new computer, I hope. We better. Was wondering if you were going to stream today. I actually wasn't. I was planning on just working on some videos, and then I thought, what the heck. We'll get on here. We'll just play around a little bit, do some fleet battles and whatnot with you guys watching. And if people have questions, you can ask questions. If not, we can just play through some stuff and then be done and move on. If you have a high enough tenacity on the tunes, it's usually 95% success rate. Yeah, I have tenacity on most of well, I have tenacity built onto those guys. So yeah, it's haven't lost the gas matchup yet, so we'll see about that 5%. Yeah, I guess there's some chance that the guys I'm facing in Squad Arena here aren't as well modded as maybe some Grand Arena opponents could be. I thought you were playing GAC. Yeah, no, that's just Squad Arena. We're just practicing matchups in Squad Arena. Practice, practice, practice. Got to get better with that CLS team. Got to get better, got to get better. Okay, let's get back in here, see if we can get this battle going again. I unlocked SLKR last year and am finishing relicking my 501st. I realized I needed to build my troopers along the way. Is C a good Galactic Legend to get after SLKR, or should I go for JML? I did both dark side. On my main account, I did C and SLKR together. And that was the issue for me, is then my account was so focused on the dark side that I didn't really have much of a contribution to help with light side TBs and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think if I had it to do all over again, that I would definitely want to do light side Galactic Legend second if I had already done the dark side Galactic Legend. So it's just an account balance thing. Although I think Executor is probably now so important that you're probably best off actually going for Executor next. And then after Executor, you know, C is kind of pretty easy to get Executor. So those journeys are pretty close together. If you do decide to get the Executor, then maybe you could just get C. All right, we're still in the running for this. Doesn't look good, but maybe we'll... Oh, no, that right there, that's the end. We lose this battle now. Unfortunate. See if we can pull it back from the brink of disaster here. I don't have a lot of hope. This is taunt. So maybe we can bait them into a couple counterattacks here. Nah, he's just going to stun me. Alright, fine. Oof. We're one away. One away. Yep. Nope. Not going to work. Alright, let's get out of here. Bail out. Forfeit. Do you think Talon is more helpful to a DR squad or a triumvirate squad? I think Talon is good wherever you need 20 speed. So, I mean, put her in a C team if you want other characters to go faster. Like if you have a C team and you're going up against SLKR, you know, you can... let's see. I guess that wouldn't help because the characters that you want to go faster would be Armorer or maybe Like, yeah, so maybe in the C team it's not a good deal. But like if you want your Vader to go faster in the Vader team, you know, put it in with an Emperor Palpatine team just to make everybody go faster. Darth Revan team, same thing. Sith Triumvirate is where they belong. Obviously, Talon belongs with the Sith Triumvirate. That's what they tried to make that a fit for. But the plus 20 speed to Sith is pretty desirable. Is it also offense? Let me take a look. Remind myself exactly what all we're getting with Talon. So, let's see. 30% max health, 30% offense, and plus 20 speed. So, yeah, I would say it goes in any team where you need that. You know, gives some good durability to the Sith Triumvirate team. Adds some power to, you know, a Palpatine Vader team if you want that. And she's kind of like a toolbox kind of character. I don't feel like her skills are that incredible. Physical damage. If she defeats an enemy, she gets another turn. Ability block. Yeah, so her stuff is, her kit's pretty mediocre. My opinion. This is pretty much the juicy stuff that you get with Talon, is just speeding up the rest, or not speeding, yeah, speeding up and giving more stats to the rest of your crew. And if you can use her as the one who actually defeats enemies, then she has good synergy. You guys can tell me too if you think differently. All right, it sucks that the JAC got canceled. I was one skill point from you, DL. I was hoping we would match up. Yeah. Yep. That would have been interesting. I assume that's Zig Rivers. I love the shirt, by the way. Yeah, this is my chill stream shirt. Wear some Hawaii shirts. DL, why is Greedo so trash? His kit looks kind of interesting. Greedo in the right team can actually be pretty good. Greedo's actually one of the best bounty hunters if you want to go for a pure control team. First off, I mean, if you put him in a good bounty hunter team, his basic can occasionally just go bonkers, right? 70% chance when attacking an enemy with detonators on him, he has a extra damage. And then, what is it? If at first you don't succeed, he has a 50% a chance to attack again whenever he scores a critical hit. He can take like 7-8 turns in a row sometimes, just go absolutely bonkers, which is funny. But this threaten ability, I think it is, at max level, reduces enemy's turn meter equal to his crit chance. So have him at 100% crit chance and you drain the turn meter. Then Greedo gains that amount of turn meter. If the target is reduced to less than 20% turn meter, stun them for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. So this is like the Jyn Erso thing, right? You drain a whole turn meter bar from them, you gain a whole turn meter bar back, and you stun them. So the thing with Greedo, you want him to have high crit chance and high potency. And then spam this threaten skill. And that comes up every 4 turns, but he gets a turn right away. So, and then with bounty hunters, you can cool that down a little bit once when you get your contract. So, but yeah, so you put him in a team with like Bosk, Greef Karga, like Bosk, Greef, Zam, him, and, you know, another damage dealer like one of the Fets that can kill things with a missile. And that team can take out the Qui-Gon teams just because of the control, you know, stuns and controlling. And you do this on Anakin. You stun him, you drain his turn meter. And then when you do kill Qui-Gon, he takes his extra turn, but he's stunned. And then in theory, you can get back around to handling Anakin before he's a problem. So Greedo is not like automatically a good character. He's like a support character. He's called an attacker, but he's more like a support character for a bounty hunter team that's already set up to do well. And his payout is kind of interesting. He gets a bunch of health steal, critical damage, counter chance. So the counter chance is pretty cool. The critical damage is good, of course, because you got him cranked up to like 112% crit chance or something like that. So Greedo can be good, but only situationally, pretty much only on offense and in the right kind of team where you're using him for control. But this is it. This is the skill right here. It's not the detonators that are important. Who would you say has a bigger impact without a Galactic Legend, Maul or Cat? I want to focus on one for a defensive team. If you've got a Padme team, you put Cat with Padme, it becomes a pretty crazy team for defense. Also becomes a really good team for offense. So my feeling, it depends on who you have in your team. Like, let's say you already have a bunch of Mandalorians for whatever reason. Let's take a look at some Mandalorians. So let's say you've built Beskar and you have Django or something like that. Bo-Katan for the JMK journey. Maybe you built a big Canderous Ordo, something like that. So let's say that some of these Mandalorians are actually in good shape. Then Maul makes more sense. If you look at your Galactic Republic and Padme and you say, well, I've got the Padme team here, all that stuff, then Cat makes more sense. So depends on what your roster looks like, but just generically, I would say Cat. If you're willing to put Wat Tambor with your Darth Maul, or you're not your Darth Maul, but you're just the Maul character, Maul Mandos with the Wat Tambor on defense is pretty fantastic as well. So, yeah, I'd say Cat. I'd say Cat overall. It's ironic this is the first round I scored correctly in GAC. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people played early and took advantage of that. Just finished C's ultimate, so now I need to farm the armor. Is there any best team with C or with some combo of Watt and Armorer? The team that I used with C in Arena, I used this team with Kylo Ren unmasked, the Armorer, Wat Tambor, and Thrawn. In some matchups, the Armorer can be caught in a situation where she gets stunned right off the bat, and bad things happen. So if you fight a team that's got Han Solo in it, for example, they'll stun either Thrawn or the Armorer, and then either way, it works out just fine. Thrawn can pass the Armorer a turn, unstun her, and let her apply her thing to Emperor. If you're fighting against another Eternal Emperor or a Rey team or something like that, you drop these three characters out. If you're fighting against... if you're going to fight early game against SLKR and your armor is not relicked, you can't let... See, the SLKR team like this SLKR is going to go and poke, Hux is going to refresh, and then because he has stacks, he'll do the sweep. And that happens very quickly because Hux is usually fast. So if your armor can't survive that sweep, then what you do is you take out Thrawn and you put in Han Solo here. Han Solo shoots first, shoots Hux. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren will poke, and then your armor still has a chance to do something before the team gets completely annihilated. So early, if you don't have a good armor, put a Han Solo in here. And again, this is not a Grand Arena tactic. This is a Squad Arena tactic. Or it's a Grand Arena tactic if you, for some reason, want to take your GL on offense. Like, if you have C and he has SLKR, just put your C on defense. If he has SLKR, he'll come in and trash your C on defense, no problem. But then you've beat it. If he puts his SLKR on defense, then you just look at each other. But if you take your Sith Eternal on offense and he has his SLKR on defense, and you don't have a good team down, practiced, and ready to go and kill that, you're at a huge disadvantage. But putting Han Solo into this team, shoot first, shoot Hux, hold him down, that lets your armor go. You can, if your armor is faster than Thrawn, then this team actually looks like Sith Eternal, Watt, Armor. Never mind. You do need a tank in there. So you can't put Thrawn and Han Solo in there. But actually the Armor's 3 stacks of Beskar are absolutely critical. So you could even do Han Solo here instead of Wat Tambor if you have a different use for Wat Tambor. Then you could let him hit once. The Armor goes first, gets the 3rd stack. Thrawn passes a turn. If the Armor puts that 3 stacks of Beskar on Sith Eternal, you should always beat SLKR. At that point, it'll kill the rest of your team. It just doesn't matter. But once he can't get critical hits, he doesn't get to the ultimate, he just stopped. So that's ways that you can use the Armor when she's still really low level, low stars, pretty much a garbage character. You use Han Solo and Thrawn and kind of manipulate the turn order. But then you do have to have a tank that's big enough to soak it. Some people just use Geo Brute Alpha in here. Geo Brute Alpha is fine too. The Brute comes up, gets a taunt. Anything to do the job. Just got to stop that first poke and not have it come in on an important character, and you're fine. All right, let's see. What else we got? I'm starting the Sea Journey and was wondering what sort of Sith teams you could make with the character requirements. Travis, I've actually got a video about building Sea. It's an efficient way to build Sea. The video's probably like 10 months old or so. I don't know, maybe made it in the April-May timeframe last year. But it's still relevant. It shows you how to build your trooper team. It shows you some options for what to do with the Sith that you get out of there. How to make a tricky little team if you're willing to commit the Zeta to Maul. You can make a banner-stealing team out of it. So I would recommend you go watch that video. It should answer most of the questions you have about the Sea Journey. And if it doesn't, come hit me up in the Ask Loquitur section on the Discord. Adley Jasani says, usually do the same with CLS against gas, 5s first, and usually goes well, but lately I've had bad luck getting both Wookiees dazed, and then it tends to go badly. Need more tenacity on them. You need tons of tenacity on CLS. Remember, when Chupio does the stat sharing, he shares the tenacity from your main character. So I think if you're going to focus on tenacity for somebody, focus on getting tenacity for Luke. Put a tenacity cross on him even if you need to. But the higher you can get Luke's tenacity, that's going to help everybody. Because remember, Chupio is going to spread 20% of his tenacity to everybody else with this, and take 40% of it from himself. So let's say you get another is this a tenacity? 35%. So let's say you just do that and get like another 40%. That'd be another 16 tenacity on Chupio and 8 for everybody else. So yeah, if you need tenacity on everybody, consider just put a full tenacity build on CLS. You still got to get him fast enough, I guess, but it's a patch. You could just patch him up, put a little more tenacity on him, share it with everybody. Helps the whole team. Just a thought. Greedo gets you that sick portrait. Jamie Hollywood says was there a warning about GAC ending early? Yeah, there was on the forums, and Griff pinged everybody off the Discord server. So if you join the Discord server, the link is in the description of the holocron down below on everything I do. Join the Discord. You would have got that ping. Griff posted the message onto the boards and let everybody know about it. So that was fantastic. Got everybody a warning. It's not exactly ended early as much as canceled. Yeah, what's your guys' understanding? Because it sounded to me like they're killing the season. Like where you advance to the new league and all that at the end of the season, like that's just done. Like they're going to reset it to week 1. That's kind of what it felt like to me. DL, any idea if Traya with 5-star Gear 11 Nest can take out Gear 12 Geos? 5-star Gear 11 Nest. So here's the deal. If you're actually planning to use Traya with Nest against Geos, a thing that you can do is make Nest as slow as possible. Slow as possible. The Geos have some turn meter removal stuff, and they'll go a lot. They'll lose life. The Brood Alpha will do the healing and get everybody life back. If your Nest starts taking turns very early on, you risk getting executed by the spy. A Gear 12 spy can execute a Nest, even up to like Relic 5 or 6, even a Relic 7 Nest. I mean, if the spy is built and modded well, when you take your turn, you end your turn, you lose your protection up, you have none of the purple protection up anymore. If the very next character to go is spy and he executes, you lose. So to reduce the likelihood of that happening, you make your Nest real slow. And the Geos just go and go and go and go and go and go for like 2 minutes, and they have a stagger, and they put the stagger on you, they take your turn meter away, and they just go and go and go and go and go. But then it's pretty much guaranteed that by the time Nest gets her first turn, the Geos are all going to be at 1 hit point, and you can just target the Brood Alpha, kill the Brood Alpha instantly, no problems. And the likelihood that the spy is up next with the execute is going to be very low at that point. And once you lose that, once you lose the ability block, or the days that you might have on you, then you're back to counterattacking and you just kill all the Geos instantly. So if you want to use a low gear Nest with Traya to beat Geos, make her super slow. That's the key. Slow her right down. Darth Soze says, hey, I'm late, but glad I could make it. Working on that counter right now. Just worked on my set and my Thrawn mods. Nice. Frick Frack Paddywhack says, for sure worth relicking armor for C. Never regretted that. Armor is an interesting character because if you don't use it with C, she can still go with Beskar Mando or with, some other teams. Even like a Dooku solo, you can put her in there to put the armor on Dooku. There's a lot of crazy stuff that you can do with armor. She is those stacks of Beskar are a very interesting support mechanic. So yeah, a relic armor is going to be no regrets. Make a statement like 45 minutes before it ended. Someone in our alliance posted it from a leak. Yeah. Yeah, but come on, guys. So the choices that they had are let it run and then have all these people be angry that the points were distributed badly. I almost feel like it was an interaction between the territory war ending and the GAC starting, because it almost felt like when you complete a zone in territory wars, it's completing a zone. So I was wondering if there was some way that the territory wars somehow taking a zone there carried over into Grand Arena, because I had points on 2 of my characters and no points on a third. So Obtisio had no points. My Allura account, both of us had 414, and then I had 207 points on Loquitur, and my opponent had none. So it was very weird how all that all that went down. But yeah, I respect that they just ended it, just pulled the plug. Once things are messed up, that's the best thing to do, is just kill it, cauterize the wound, move on. Running tests against the various SLKRs I find in Arena, trying to find my high-low for set to survive at 60% health. What you do, Darth Soze, is you build your set massive. You build him to be a tank. And then you put him in against the SLKRs that have offense. So probably like Relic 5, whatever, and he'll soak that first hit and be damaged. Some people, like me, build their SLKRs for speed, and then you can take in a different tank. You have the Royal Guard that's, you built Royal Guard for the sea journey anyway. So if you've got a fast sea, you can use Royal Guard. You have to get you have to use your link abilities for him to get taunt right away, but so you can't use him if your sea is slower than their SLKR. You could do it the other way around. You could build your sea a little bit faster. You could build your Royal Guard really tanky and use him as your strong tank. But I always needed to have two tanks. So I used SLKR. Not SLKR, but I used crew. When I needed a big heavy tank, I used crew to soak that first hit against, some SLKRs have like 13k offense. So you just, use the crew in there. And then I was using Geo Brute Alpha because my Brute Alpha is Relic 5. And the Brute's not that big of a deal. And so against the faster SLKRs, I would use the Brute. So I just swapped out my tanks. I could not find that there was any happy medium where all the tanks ended up. So once I got to know who was in my squad arena shard, I just knew which guys were offense and which guys were speed. Swap out my tank, no problem. No problem. 6Ella says, honestly, they did best in canceling it. Yeah, exactly. Just pull the plug on it. We don't know if they'll restart the season or just restart from this week. If the skill rating we earned up to the point today canceled will remain. Yeah, those are all unanswered questions. It'll be interesting on the Loquitur account, though, if they do decide to let it stand, and if they were to process the end of the game right now, where they would allow the league advancements. This would be pretty cool for Loquitur if they allowed the league advancements, because check this out. I'm 2705, which is like the top Chromium 2 that you could possibly be. So if they allow that, and they promote everybody in Chromium 1 up to Erodium, and everybody from Erodium 5 comes down to Chromium 1, that's fine. I mean, we're going to assume that all of those guys are going to be beatable, right? That would put me like in 8th place in the whole server of Chromium, or, whole division of Chromium. And I don't know, if we got 4 weeks to go and I could get a good win record, I might end up at the top of Chromium. So I doubt that's going to happen, but it would be fun for me if it did. It'd be interesting to try to go for that. Yeah. I got to get my controls back now. I think it had something to do with changing your defenses from the previous round. Oh, they had something coded in there where if you did your defenses differently. So if you ordered it, well, interesting. So, right, on my Aptitio account, I didn't change my defenses. They were, I did replace them. I didn't let it auto-deploy my previous defense. I did place them, but it was the same defenses that I'd placed before. And on my main account, I mixed everything around. Yes. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. That makes sense. Because I did change some teams on the Loquitur account, but not as many as my main account. That makes perfect sense. If it's the amount of teams that were different than your prior defense. Yeah, interesting. I noticed I had 279 without attacking, so I didn't even go. Yeah, I noticed that on my Loquitur account, and I didn't play. My opponent did play, so I lost that round. I mean, technically got a loss in the second round. And I got to win the third round because I just went in there and got my 11 points or whatever. I changed defense every round and had no bugs, says Word Point Ranch. Huh. Darth Soze says, yep, that's what I did. What I want to find is if I'm up against somebody with low offense SLKR, will they get set low enough? And also I'm using one tank with Han to stun Hux. Yeah, so you'll have to, my feeling is you'll have to change out your tank. Because, if you get a fast SLKR with like 8,500 damage, he's not going to go to 60%. And you don't want to let him get the sweep. So you have to have at least my experience. In my experience, I needed 2 tanks. Because we had some guys in our server that just went God mode on their mods. And they had like 13.5 attack damage and just ridiculous amounts of attack damage. Let me go look at that. Let's see if there's still people in the squad arena that I can look at that have crazy damage up here, up top. See who we can find. Most of these guys will have dropped down. Yeah, there you go. 13,429. Yeah. War Lady Anna was one of the obviously one of the ones that hits hard. Tons of speed on this character, offense through the roof. This was one of the toughest teams, 6 months ago. That team was pretty tough. But we did it, we just put the beefier tank in there and took the hit. And there was even some matchups against this player where I would I had my armor relict, so I would put in sometimes 2 tanks and just let that initial sweep bring one of the 2 tanks low, and then armor would always be fit for duty. Yeah, it's tough though. There's another guy, I think he was like 12-8 or something like that, but he also had a really rough team to beat. Let's see. Let's see. Was it Dank? That had the silly mods? Yeah, 12-1 and then 529 speed with tons of health. So, yeah. Yeah, some pretty well modded SLKRs that I've had to deal with in my squad. But just a big range, and then there's other people in the same squad arena that had super fast. Let me see if I can remember. Was Fingas one of the ones that had a fast? Had the speed mods? Yeah, 565 and then like 11 on damage. So he had pretty good damage still. Yep. Interesting. Kyle says, hey, at Darth Loquitur. Well, hey to you too, Kyle. You'll do fine in Erodium. I'm in Erodium too with no Galactic Legend at 4 million in GP, and it's not that scary. Yeah, my fleets though, man. My fleets, I still... Oof. Fleets are scary for me. My last... This if Grand Arena had gone according to plan, today was going to be a good day. It was... my opponent was a good opponent. Had everything not Galactic Legend. So he had Gas, both Revens, Malik, CLS, like 2.8 million galactic power. So solid galactic power control, like obviously an old school Grand Arena player from the days of managing your galactic power. So, yeah, I was looking forward to this battle because I thought maybe I could get Qui-Gon Jinn to take down his gas defense. That would have been fun to put on stream, but not to be. It's not to be. I think I would have beat him. He had a defense that I could get through on top, and then the bottom was protected by gas. And as long as we beat gas, we would have seen the back zones. He got hung up on my GL. He played, and he couldn't beat my C. So he got a 2-zone clear, killed my ships, and dropped one battle against my Grievous. So I felt like we were in good shape, but he was a good player, good count. I was looking forward to playing it out. And then if Zig Rivers would have won, then it would have been me and Zig fighting it out tomorrow for the top spot. That would have been fun. The way I fixed that on set is just to take off 2 mods that reduces his stats enough to trigger 3rd armor stacks. Works consistently now in low offense SLKR, but still works for high offense. So you just took a couple mods off of him, and it works for both? Or are you putting the mods on and off depending on which one you fight? That's too much work. I would rather just have a second tank. But then again, I mean, you should have a second tank. I mean, right now, if you were to build Shore Trooper in addition to Set or crew, Darkside has 4 fantastic tanks right now, right? You've got, let's just look at these Darkside tanks. It's crazy how good these tanks are in the game at the moment. So if we look at tanks, we've got the crew, which I think we all know he's a good tank. Pre-taunt, Sith Empire Trooper, great tank, nasty amounts of armor, pre-taunt. Royal Guard with his new Zeta. I haven't committed it on him yet, but this is crazy. It gives him extra max health. You can put a ton of armor on him. He becomes pretty sick character. He doesn't have pre-taunt, but if you put him in a C team, as soon as you link people, he gets taunt. Then you've got the Shore Trooper. I don't have my Shore Trooper relic yet, but you know, this character, ooh, we're missing a tooth. What happened over here? Need a health mod. Let's see if we've got a health mod here that we can stick on him. Yeah, I was messing around with mods the other day. Must not have. We don't want offense on him. That's garbage. This is a defense mod with defense main stat. If this gets speed, we can look at it. Yeah, we can look at it. Ew. That's not great. We'll go ahead and assign that, though. All right. But Shore Trooper, surprisingly flexible. You can put him in a lot of teams. He's a trooper. You can put him with the Imperial Troopers. He's got pre-taunt. You can stick him in pretty much anywhere you want. And his stats are really good. And I've seen Stormtrooper also be really good. Of course, I don't have him built up. I haven't experimented with him. But Darkside has, you know, these pre-taunt tanks with the Shore Trooper, the Set, the crew. I would recommend to anybody to build those tanks. You know, Bosk isn't pre-taunt, but he can be fast. It's crazy how many good tanks Darkside has. And Lightside is really, I feel like they're weak on their tanks. L3 is a pre-taunt Lightside tank. And unless I'm mistaken, I believe that's it. I believe that's the only light side tank that comes with taunt at the start of the battle. Everybody else has to get it. And Kenobi pops his up, you know, for as a passive, so that's not too bad. K2 can get it as a passive. So it's not horrible, but yeah, the dark side guys just get it. They just get it. All right. You have to watch Red too. He'll always assist. So you have to factor that in for getting the tank under 60% too. Oh yeah, the assist off of the Sith Trooper. I'm just using Arena for testing. The goal is to start to find a stat range that's reliable in GAC so I can decide based off opponents whether C should be on offense or defense. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, honestly, if your opponent doesn't have a GL, he should be on defense, right? I'm in Erodium 4. I was going to 3-0, but they canceled the season. Ah, man, that stinks, Kyle. DL, if you have at least 3 decent fleets, you can make it through Erodium. Yeah, I've got 2 decent fleets and then 2 kind of garbage fleets. I really... I was not expecting to need 4 fleets this fast, so my 4 fleets are kind of lame. But we'll get there. So that says I'm back. Did I miss much? Nah, we're just chilling. My opponent actually uses MagnaGuard with C, which was tough. He instantly got revived by Watt. MagnaGuard could be interesting. Yeah, MagnaGuard. Yeah, MagnaGuard could be interesting. MagnaGuard pre-taunt too, huh? What's his condition to get pre-taunt? Taunts when he uses an ability. Okay. It's somebody else that triggers him to have taunt Grievous or something. Or does he start out with no taunt? I think maybe he starts out with no taunt. I feel like there's a way for him to have taunt though, right? Oh, because of the Watt Tambor thing, never mind. Watt throws up the tank tech on him and he gets taunt. That's what I'm thinking about. Baze has pre-taunt. Oh, you guys consider Baze a real tank? Baze. I don't even like Baze for the Mon Mothma team. Okay, max health for Jeddah. Gains taunt and retribution for 1 turn at the start of each encounter. Okay, fair enough. Is there a GAC today? No, GAC is dead. GAC got killed and canceled and taken away. Definitely no opponent GLC on defense. That's how I'm going to be in Erodium. I'm seeing a lot more GLs on the other side, especially SLKRs. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm trying to get my armor in shape. I want to get a relic so that I don't have to use Han or Thrawn in the team. And I'll try to get that tuned in case I feel like I need to beat an SLKR. Well, eventually the plan is to get this JMK in the account. And once I have JMK, then he'll be on defense mostly, I imagine. And C will be my offensive beat stick to try to take something out. So he has to beat SLKRs if they get put on defense. Yep. All right. So I got gas. I got Skywalker on the account now. Check this out, guys. Got us a little gas action going on. Of course, it'll be a while before I get him built up to the appropriate stats. We ran out of money. We got credit heist today. So now we got enough money to get him level 85. Oh my goodness. What zetas do I actually need on this guy starting out? What's the most important zeta? His leadership? Should I use him as a Jedi in another team, or should I use him as the leader of the Zeta, the leader of the 501st? Oh, that's not what I want. The Chosen One. Skywalker using an ability. Okay, here with no fear. Okay. Wow. I honestly don't. Which Zeta do I need first here? If I just use him as a Jedi, he immediately uses telekinesis. Chosen One reduces max health. 100% counter chance and 50% critical chance if all allies are 501st. So if I do him with the 501st team, it feels like this is the one that I need right away, right? Is this account another alt of yours? No, this account's my main. This is my main account. This is the account that I started playing the game with. Just now got Skywalker, like, 2 years and 3 months of playing, and I'm just now getting Skywalker. I love him as a leader. Leader is most important. When an enemy gains a buff, all 501st allies gain offense until the end of the encounter. That's the most important zeta? Giving people offense? If they gain buffs? That doesn't seem like the most important. I think the counterattack one's got to be the most important, right? His counterattacks, it stinks being counterattacked by Skywalker. And then what do we do for mods? Is it offense and... It's just offense and protection, everything protection, right? Do we need speed on him for any reason? Or is he just offense and... I feel like offense and health, defense, something like that. Interesting. I may mod him just all defense and put him with the 501st. Not even worry about his attack, just make him really, really, really hard to get through. Make him a chunky boy. No passive. When upgrading a character to level 85, it costs less credits to use low star droids. For that, you have to click the droids and not leveling not much, but still cheaper. Is that true? I gotta check that out. If that's true, I don't think I ever knew that. Let's go look at Jedi Knight Guardian and let's level up and let's select that 6.2. Okay, 6250. If we use mid-level training droids, 6251. If we use the top-level training droids, 6262. So it's a small difference. It's like 10,000. Interesting. Yeah, it's very small, but why not, right? Use up your smallest droids first. Even if it's only 10,000, it's still 10,000. I did not know that. Learned something new. Cool. Thanks for saying that, man. I don't think I ever would have even looked at that. Huh. He can beat JMK if modded right. What's that? With the 501st? If using him with other Jedi, Zeta order is Chosen One basic leader, hero with no fear. Chosen One first. Reduce their health. Oh, right. So if you're using them as a Jedi, you want to, reduce their max health. That makes sense. If you don't have the Zeta, he won't hit hard enough to eventually kill anyone. Interesting. Okay. The leader, that is. If you don't have the leader Zeta, he won't hit hard enough. I'm about 3 weeks ahead of Obtisio in playtime. Just Relic 7 my Vader, but my mods are awful. What would you consider a target number for his speed? I would put speed mods on Vader if you have him Relic 7, and I would really try to get up around 240. if you're, what would that put you, like 7 weeks in? Yeah, something like 240 at relic level would be good. I feel like that would be okay. Let me close out of my Loquitur account here. I need to burn off some energy, then I'll close it, then I'll load my Abtesio account and we'll take a look, just to make sure that I'm not talking up my butt. All right, let's put some farm down on this Fleet Node 3C. See if we can get some more. I know I'm not on the right screen, guys. I'm just burning off energy so that we can close out this account. I don't ever want my energy to max. I'm allergic to the energy maxing out, guys. If the energy gets all the way to 144, I start to twitch. That means I messed up something. All right, let's get this account started up. And then we'll take a look. Pavoni fan says you're welcome. Yeah, no, cool. You're supposed to mod for protection. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll mod for protection, but I think I will use defense mods. I think I'll put 3 sets of defense mods on him. I think that's what I'll do. Ward says he's 229 right now. I'll try to get some better mods, but I'm always broke like a 20-year-old. All right. Well, that's interesting. It brought up the emulator for the main account for the Abtesio account now. Let's try to relink this. So weird. All right, let's get logged into this Abtesio account, see how we're doing over here. And then I can also burn up my free energy there. Let's see what I got out here. We're on dark side as the objective today, is that right? Dark side battles. For anybody who doesn't look at this, you need to, I mean, I should have it. It's always dark side on Saturday, right? Like there's 7 different things that happen here. So I should have it memorized by now, but somehow I can never remember what it is. So whenever you're reset for the day, go in here, look at your guild activities, and try to focus your efforts as you can. I mean, if you're farming something that's on the light side and it's absolutely critical that you get it in a certain time frame, then just go ahead and farm it. But yeah, if you can afford to spend some energy on dark side battles, go ahead and do that. And you know, work on the daily quest. It's the best thing to do. Helps your guild, helps you. Okay, let's get over to Abtesio. We're launched now. Get our free energy gathered up here. Claim our daily quests. Should have got first place in fleet. I think we did manage to get that. Rank 1 in fleet. That's good for crystals. Okay, so let's look at our Vader here. How's our Vader doing? 223 with no relic. So if I was relic, he'd be 243. So yeah, this is not that hard. Speed here. We got a 14 speed there. 9. 16 here. This mod I did slice twice. It had 16 speed on it, and I sliced it twice and didn't hit it. 11 speed here, 10 speed here. This one is still worth being sliced. It's crit damage with speed on it. What do you think, guys? Can we hit speed? Let's give it a try. 3, 2, 1. Plus 6 speed. Now I'll take 4. That's good. Slice it again. Plus 6 speed. Ready, go. Nope. Defense. Alright, we just made the Vader faster. Alright, so yeah, that's not too hard. two rolls, couple 3 rolls, and a speed. But those are my best mods. Like Vader is the only character that I have well modded right now. Crew is pretty badly modded. He's just got tenacity mods on him, a bunch of green stuff. 186 critical damage. I did put the extra critical damage on him. 142 on tenacity, which is pretty awful, but we're still in the early game and nobody's really building potency. I don't even have a triangle with tenacity on it. Here we do, but no speed. I really don't want to develop that. So we're kind of stuck on bad mods with him. Look at this, though. We did get one pretty good mod so far, 23 speed. Once we can get some slicing materials for that, we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can make a good speed mod out of that. Get a 6 hit, get a 29 speed mod. That'd be fantastic. It's too much to ask for, but it would be good. So that, I think that's our best mod that we've gotten so far on this account. We've got one with 4 rolls, and then the rest are pretty bad. But hey, I'll take it, you know. A good mod's better than no good mods, right? Account reviews today? Yeah, we could do some account reviews. Good call. I'm just over here babbling about stuff. He's 229 right now. Okay. Expect to see a lightsaber slashing your desktop in half video soon. DL, my 1 million account does not have 2 300 speed characters. I've been concentrating on speed mods. Most of my fast characters are below gear 12. Am I doing something wrong? Well, Ilya, I mean, at 1 million, it's hard to expect unless you've relicked some characters that are naturally fast. I think when I was around 1 million, the only character I had that fast was Piet, or maybe it was even Stark. I think I made Stark my first fast character. So I got the Spy to 290, and then I got Stark over 300, and then it was a while before I got another character at 300. So are you doing something wrong? If you're doing mod refreshes every day and investing in your mods and following the strategies that I've laid out in my mod mastery, then you're not doing anything wrong. I did get some pretty lucky rolls early on. I feel like, you know, looking back, the first 6 months on the Loquitur account, I remember saying in one of my videos that really I had more good speed mods than I had any right to have rolled at that point. Like, I got some really good statistics. I wouldn't worry about it at 1 million. If you get up to 2 million and you still only got one character at 300, then probably you're doing something wrong. But yeah, the first million is just you growing up, getting to level 85. I mean, my Opticio account is well over 1 million because I bought the hyperdrive bundle, right? So we hyperdrived it, and we're 1.1 something million. Is that right? Yeah, 1.125. And with the hyperdrive bundle, I mean, I'm so far behind on mods. So yeah, that Vader is my fastest character at 227. So the hyperdrive bundle, of course, makes a big difference, and don't be too concerned about it at 1 million. When you're at 2 million, you'll have 4 characters by 2 million if you're working your mods right. I'm convinced of it. All right. I'm going to be unlocking Jedi Knight Luke. I was just wondering what mods I should put on him, if you don't mind showing. I don't have Jedi Knight Luke, Kyle, so I don't know. Jedi Knight Luke, I think, is just all offense, though, right? You just go crazy with offense with him. Crit damage set, offense set. You guys know that I hate the crit damage set, so I don't ever put crit damage sets on people, ever. But I think an offense set with some health to back it up, or defense mods. I like defense mods. But he doesn't need potency, does he? Jedi Knight Luke. I don't feel like he needs potency, but let me check. Physical damage, reduce their critical damage. Luke gains protection. Dispel all buffs. Deal physical damage. Stalwart advance. In fact, oh, he does have blind. So maybe he needs potency. Stun for 1 turn on everybody. Can't be evaded or resisted, so we don't need potency for that. It just automatically happens. Each time he's damaged, he gains turn meter and offense stacking until he uses prevailing strike. When he attacks out of turn. Yeah, I would say offense. I don't know if he needs potency. Offense and health, says George. Crit damage set plus potency are kind of a must for Darth Vader. I feel like you get more out of an offense set than you do a crit damage set. There's math in my mod videos on that. The advantage that you get with crit damage set is just barely more than you can get out of an offense set. And then, of course, if you don't crit, the offense set is still giving you something, whereas the crit damage set gives you nothing. So, yeah, I like offense sets better. Honestly, I don't farm crit damage sets. I don't farm that mod. I have before. I farmed it on my Loquitur account for a while. Because some characters, yeah, there's a few characters in the game where you really would put the crit damage set on them, but yeah, for the most part, I use offense. Potency and offense for Darth Vader. Yeah, exactly. Potency and offense for Darth Vader for sure. All right. Well, let's jump in on a account review then, real quick, and see if we can throw down some account reviews. Okay. What have we got here? Sagres. Let's take a look and see if... And what we said is if there's no guild, we're not going to do the account review. There's no guild, so we're not going to do the account review. Okay, let's try another one. Mini Peril has ADHD. Did we already do this account? I feel like we may have already done this account. Huh. But we'll take a look at it and see if at some point I recognize it. Get this off the live stream. All right. Stats, 3.7 million, 1.6 in ships and 2 in characters. That's a good balance. We like that. Number 5 in fleet, number 7 in squad. Competitor, negotiator, chimera. Ooh. A 7-star negotiator. And Kenobi is a baby. A baby Kenobi. Little guy. All right, well, the first advice I would see hits me right away. Man, get that Kenobi up to at least gear 12. That is way too good of a capital ship to be idling down here at gear 7. Or 8, or whatever that is. I think that might be gear 8. Yeah, you don't want a gear 8 Kenobi. You need a gear 12 Kenobi at least. All right, and he's got the Galactic Republic ships going. Finalizer stuff. Geos are relict. First Order, Vulture Droid, IG. Yeah, that's good stuff. You did that one. Pretty sure you did it last stream. I don't remember. Because I feel like I would have caught that negotiator being gear 8. Relic 9 Malik. C, SLKR, both Revens. Yeah, okay. I think we did do this account, and we basically said this guy didn't need much advice. Yeah. Yeah, no, the build looks good. It's a dark side build. It's both the dark side GLs. He's going into the troopers. He's got Shock T, so he's getting cam ready clones in addition to his troopers. And then, you know, I'm big on the Executor journey right now, so probably with this account I would do the Executor and then definitely a light side GL. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we've looked at that account before too. All right. Didn't get properly coded in the database. No guild. That's unfortunate. 1,000,000 galactic power. Already got a bunch of relic stuff for the SLKR journey and gave up. That's too bad. Doesn't look like he was following one of our paths, though. I don't see Geos. I don't see the balancing teams with the Jedi and other stuff. Yeah. So he just literally went straight for SLKR, got bored with it, and quit. Don't do that. Don't start the game and just start building a GL and nothing else. It's not fun, and your account won't do well in Grand Arena. No guild. All right, let's redline these guys. Now we've got Sand Dancer. My new gas is going to be terrified of Sand Dancer. Saviors of Ren. Let's catch up on chat real quick. All right. I have speed and crit chance on Vader, potency cross, and potency secondaries. That's good enough ward point. That's good. Especially at first. Early on, getting him... If you get your Vader up around 250, you're going to be faster than your opponents. So even a good opponent, you know, might have a 230 Vader with a bunch of stuff. Then you can bring in your 240 and 250, get ahead of him. You know, I've sped my Vader on my main account way up. I think I've got him running almost 300. Because now I'm finding that it's hard to get ahead of some of these teams. Like they have crazy speeds on characters. So I've had to put a speed set back on Vader, just to try to get him fast enough to do what he needs to do. So eventually, I think you end up back at speed. I have an account, at least a GL per 2 million GP. You shouldn't really review them. So if an account has a galactic 1 GL for every 2 million, I shouldn't review them. Hey, where can I submit my ally code for an account review? Dissembler, you can put it... There's 3 ways that you can get your account reviewed. You can join us on the Discord. There's a place over there to submit for an account review. I'm like 7 months behind, so people who put in for an account review, it's going to take forever for me to get around to it. Because I've got hundreds of names of people that want account reviews. The second way is if you become a patron, you can go over to Patreon and join my patron group. And I work closely with the patrons. That's what you get for being a patron. If you want an account review, you just post it in the patron channel and I'll do whatever you want, you know, give you an account review. I'm with the patron group just about every Tuesday and Thursday night to set Grand Arena defenses. Talk to people if they need help. I give them help. If not, we just, you know, shoot the breeze and talk about life and whatnot. But, you know, I'm going to be on setting my defenses anyway, so I just hang out with the Patreon group. So that's a fun group to be a part of, and you get a lot of prioritization and you know, direct attention. The third way is just skip the whole account review process and just ask in the general chat in Discord, and somebody's going to help you. It probably won't be me, but you know, somebody will give you a hand, answer your questions. You know, what should I do next, or who should I zeta, or something like that. The group can answer that, and you don't have to wait. So those are your 3 options for getting information. So let's go back and take a look at Sand Dancer. Darth Soze says, hey, I have a guild. Yep. I hear you, man. All right, so ships 1.3, characters 1.9. Number 12 in fleet, we like to see that. Number 94 over here. And squad arena is not really that important anymore, so we don't look to that to be high. Chimera at 5 stars, that's interesting. So unlock the Chimera, probably hyperdrive, I assume. So the hyperdrive got us the Ghost and the Phantom. He's got the Ghost and Phantom at 7 stars. So why would we not finish out the Chimera? Okay, so bullet point number 1, if you've forgotten about your Chimera, you may want to go ahead and go in there and finish out your last 2 stars. Since Thrawn is relicked anyway, you've got the capital ship anyway, you could make it a cleanup fleet of some kind. So, might not be a bad idea. Or maybe he just started working on it. That might be, because the ship is only level 66, so maybe he just unlocked it and he's still working on it and can't afford to put the stars on it. I bet that's the case, because I keep running out of everything. I run out of credits, run out of shipbuilding materials. So maybe he just started working on it. Anyway, yeah, he can finish that out to 7 stars. Pilotless ships, Rebel Y-Wing, Imperial Bomber here, Vulture Droid, all this stuff, BTL. I'm assuming he's farming that also. Okay, so ships are not bad. He's got something here, something here. Home 1, he's got like a rebel fleet, kind of. That's not bad. And then he probably just puts his Empire as his 4th fleet with some bounty hunters or something. So we've got 4 functional fleets. Character-wise, Sith Eternal Emperor, Vader 5s, Cat, all this stuff. Malak, both Revens. Grievous at Relic 3, CLS at Relic 1. Interesting stuff. Range Trooper Relic 5. Is Gideon in here as well? I assume he's got Gideon at Relic. Okay. Do not Relic 4 troopers. Okay, he's got Dark Trooper. Alright, so he's got 5 troopers. Yeah, if you've got 4 troopers relic, you want a 5th one relic, because this is going to do good score in the Rancor pit. That's probably 1.2 to 1.8, I think, million score in Rancor. Something like that. With more relics on Dark Trooper, it'd be better. And if you could put Gideon in here, Gideon takes this up a whole nother level, because he can do the armor shred on the Rancor, and that increases your damage by quite a bit. So I would probably put him in for Stark. And yeah. If 3v3 ever comes back, it's good to have 6 troopers, because then you can make 2 3v3 teams. He's got Cat. I feel like the Jedi Master Kenobi journey is kind of a no-brainer as the next thing to do for this account. That or Executor. I don't think his ships are far enough along. He still needs a lot of work on these bounty hunter ships. So I would, well, the Executor is so good, guys. It makes such a difference in Grand Arena. Huge, huge. It's an advantage if you have it. It's a disadvantage if you don't. Yeah. I would probably do the Executor journey at this point. Stay on the dark side, finish the Executor journey, then go into JMK. That's probably what I would do. I think the ship is more important than another Galactic Legend. I'm trying to see if I can make sense of another Galactic Legend out of here, like he's building SLKR or something. But it looks like we've just got to see, and it doesn't look like we've committed strongly to another GL yet. The JMK would be good. He's already got the cat. So JMK or Executor. Speed-wise, 332 on cat. This is the fastest character. 328 on Piet. That's okay. I'm not impressed by it. Missing a mod on the armor, but she's 306. You know, give her another health mod back. Always got to be checking those mods. 303 on Bastila. That's nice. Bastila faster than Revan. Oh, because he's missing mods. I can't believe that that's intentional. I would think that we would want to fix that. So maybe we caught this guy in the middle of remodding. But I would say check your mods. I don't think you intentionally want to leave 2 mods off of Revan. But okay, I mean, we can see that he's got at least, what, 8 characters that are, you know, pretty strong on speed. That's good. Good enough. Not much to see here. So, build the Executor and fix your mods. That's about all I got to say. Let's see what else we got here. Where can I submit my ally code for an account review? Oh, we already said that. Patron group is a good time, says Frick Frack Paddywhack. Yeah. I like it. This is a patron group's a good group of people. They're good guys, and I really appreciate their support. Blessed Carrot says, "Hey there, I'm listening while cooking dinner. You want some?" Ooh, if you're making steak, man, I'll take some. Just airmail it over here real quick. Just email me some steak. That'd be fantastic. Okay. Mr. Rice tells Dissembler to check out the DL Discord for account reviews. Yeah, that'll work. Let's get him over there. So Sand Dancer. One last bit of advice for Sand Dancer. Don't dance near General Skywalker. It'll make him very angry. Doesn't like sand. Sand makes him salty. The salty sand man. Alright, what do we got over here? Lex Lord from the Hungarian Mos Eisley team. A bunch of Hungarians that went to Mos Eisley. Rank number 4 in fleets. You gotta respect that. Getting those juicy fleet crystals. Million in ships, 1.4 in characters, 2.4 overall. Seems pretty good. Definitely got a 6-star malevolence going on here. Also a 5-star negotiator. Nice. Nice. I love this. I like that that kind of build path where the last star of the malevolence costs you 100 shards. And for 145, you could have the negotiator started. So I always feel like stopping the malevolence at 6 stars, it's good enough to get you good fleet placement. You switch over, you get this negotiator started. And then you can decide whether you're just going to finish out your malevolence or keep the negotiator going, one or the other, or whichever one seems to take the more priority for your build path. But that's nice. I like that. So he's got both of those fleets going strong. Got the pilotless ships going. Nice. Also a TIE silencer relic. Kylo's command shuttle. What I always say, you know, hey, if you're going to start this, finish it. 4 stars on the shuttle. This is the second most important ship in the First Order fleet. Honestly, it's this ship that makes this ship so good in the Finalizer fleet. Finish that out. Get that nice and sturdy so it doesn't die. 5s is definitely worth building as a character and as a ship. Plo is... that's okay. He's just set up as reinforcement. That's fine. Lacking the bounty hunter ships, though. So in terms of fleet, I think if you're going for another fleet, I went with Empire stuff, whatever. Yeah, junk. I would recommend for your third fleet, with the state of the game today, because of Executor, everybody should focus on building a third fleet out of bounty hunters. Get those ships going. Even if the Ravager comes along and maybe that's the next new best thing, fine, whatever. Even if that's better than the Executor, you're still going to want to have both those ships someday, right? Because somebody who has the Ravager and the Executor is going to have an advantage over somebody who's missing one of them. So even if they build a capital ship that's even better than Executor, you still want to prepare yourself to get that Executor. All right, we've got Emperor Palpatine, not C, but just the Emperor himself. Kylo, Revan, Vader, both Revans, Malak, CLS, Grievous. So this is basically all the good stuff you can have without a Galactic Legend, right? This is about, what is it? So you've got the Vader Palpatine team, you've got a crew team, both Revans, CLS, Grievous, Bounty Hunters, Geos, Kylo for solos, Padme. So that's like 8 top quality teams with some relic characters on them. No Galactic Legend, but just nice top meta teams. That's good, but you know what my suggestion is going to be then? Maybe you've already started on this journey. Yeah, I think so. Because we see both Kylo's relic here. I was going to say, you know, get into SLKR, but there's Hux. Here's First Order Executioner. So it seems to me like that person already has started the SLKR journey. So we're good, right? We've built all these good teams. Now we're going to build a Galactic Legend. I feel like it's a bit late. You know, I would have built a Galactic Legend before I went back for some of this other stuff. That's just me. Both these Revans into the Galactic Legend. I definitely wouldn't have done all this stuff in between. That's just me. But yeah, once you get SLKR, then you're going to be faced with the same challenge that everybody's facing. Do you build Executor next? And my opinion would be either Executor or JMK. So do one or the other. I really would. I would start farming fleet now while you're still working on Kylo and be ready for that Executor journey as soon as you're finished. Yep. Should be able to get into a pretty good guild with this. Got a lot of teams to place in territory wars. Got for 2.4 million. This is a lot of stuff. So I feel like if your guild's not a really good guild, you should take a look at that, because you could get into maybe even a C-Pit guild, you know, finish out one of your teams to have all relics on it so you can get a good C-Pit score. You might be able to get into a C-Pit guild if you're not already. All right, let's catch up on chat. I have a Kraken in my shard now, so no more first place fleet. Yeah, it's like somebody in the Loquitur Fleet Shard did the same thing. They just parked themselves at first place. I think it's the same guy that went crazy on a Rebel fleet, and I mean crazy. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was like maybe 3 months into my Loquitur account. I'd only been in fleet for a short period of time, and I was still working on my Geos and trying to get them to 7 stars. And there was already a guy in the fleet that had Biston's U-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, and the pilotless ship at like 6 stars. And then Biggs, Wedge, and both of the Phoenix ships. Relic Phoenix, Relic Biston, Relic everything. The entire Rebel fleet was reliced. And if you went and look at his account, that's all he had. He had all of those Rebel characters reliced and nothing else. So he just wailed insanely on a full relic Rebel fleet. And yeah, I couldn't beat that fleet for a long time. The same thing, he just parked himself up there. And then once the rest of us got negotiators and malevolences and could beat that, then he did the same thing again and built the Executor, and he just sits in first place. So, yeah, it's all right. Fine by me if you want to spend that much money. It costs me 25 crystals a day, right? Because the best I can do is second place. But, yeah, not even bitter. He's probably remodding for TB. Could be. Dude has 13 relic characters in 5 weeks. Yeah, I mean, for some people, money is really no object. They don't even care. They're entertained by the game, and they just do what they do. This guy overnight went from Gear 11 Bosk and 4-star Houndstooth to Relic 6 Bosk and 7-star Houndstooth. Is there a pack in the store that you can buy right now that gives you bounty hunter ships? Because you can't farm it up that fast, right? I know that there is a bounty hunter pack that comes along sometimes that you can get ships out of. Yeah. For anybody who's willing to spend money, this is also a fantastic early game purchase. You get this Brood Alpha going ahead of time. You get the Brood Alpha before you're supposed to have the Brood Alpha, and that's pretty awesome. You can just dominate your squad arena. Back in the day, back in the old school times. Unless he was sitting on stars. I don't know why he would be sitting on stars. The Millennium Falcon pack gives you the Houndstooth. Is there another pack in there? So this one, you get the Houndstooth. Okay. All right. So there's another one in there that you can just buy for crystals that gives you ships. So all he has to do is just keep clicking this button until he gets the ship. Yes. Okay. So it's possible to whale on the bounty hunter ships that way. This one gives you some more stuff, but it doesn't give you Houndstooth. So this is probably, if you buy the hyperdrive bundle and you don't mind to spend a little money, I would always buy this pack and get that Houndstooth right away too. Adds another $25 to your initial expenditure, but I would definitely do that. You know, for the Optio account, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have just dropped 125 instead of 100. But I wanted to do just the hyperdrive. But anybody doing the hyperdrive willing to spend money, this pack is insane. Just having the Houndstooth started before everybody else gets it, it's a pretty big deal. Because then when theirs is 4 stars, yours will be 5 or 6. And by the time they get theirs to 6 stars, yours will already be 7. That 80 shards is just enough to put you over the edge, you know. Get you ahead. It's a pretty big deal. Alright, what are we farming on this account? Let's knock down our energy over here. And we got to get this. This is light side. And we can't farm that right now. Can't farm that. We got to farm dark side. Dark side. So we'll farm that. And then we'll hit some fleet energy on Vader here. Just gotta... Oh, look at that. 50. Nice. Chugging away. Got us a detonator. Cool. You guys want to talk shops for a second? Let's talk shops for just a second. I want to get through these shops. Make sure I get my fleet buys, especially before the reset. So, in this shop, I've started to buy Cassian's U-Wing. For anybody who doesn't realize this, Cassian's U-Wing gives you 5 shards. Most fleet things give you 4. So normally when you buy something, you get 4 shards. But here, you get 5. And for feeding the shard shop, there's nothing in the game that feeds the shard shop at the same rate. So you get 5 at 38. You get like 42 more shard shop currency than you would get for a character, and obviously 38 more than you would get for a fleet purchase out of a different node. You can only buy characters besides this ship, so it's really it's what, 38 plus 8, it's 46 more shards every time you convert to shard shop currency. I like this as a reinforcement anyway. I need light side ships to complete the quests, so we're going to start buying Cassian's U-Wing here. With this, you want to save up currency. These Mark 7 scanners are now a problem, and Carbantes. Early game, these pieces are nice to buy for 100 because they're actually combined pieces. A lot of those pieces are not a very good deal, but it's 5 of that, 5 of that. So it's not that you don't have enough materials to craft this. You're always going to have enough materials to craft these. They're not even rare. It's not that big of a deal. But because you can buy 5 finished pieces, you're going to be able to save all of those lesser materials. And then all of those materials are over here in the scavenger. So instead of using them up in crafting, now we have them over here to convert to carbonite circuit boards. And that Mark V stuff, where was it? Here. So by saving these over there, now we have them over here to make bronzium wiring out of. And for 100 for that purchase, it's fantastic, right? You get 5 completed. Here you get 5 completed. Those convert to the chromium transistors at a very high rate. So for 100 each, fantastic deals. Carbantes, Mark 7s, and then getting ahead on your relic materials. In the Squad Arena store, this square down here can have those Mark 7 scanners as well. It can also have the Mark 6 syringes that are a problem now. So I've been spending a lot of currency over here. And then this gets you 10 of these. And again, it's just for conversion to the relic materials. Okay, here's where we wanted to be. We want to check for purchases out of here. Okay. Nothing. Big ship is the only thing that we want to buy. I would buy Spy, but I kind of feel like I need my currency up here in case we get a couple Grievuses showing up. My Grievous has been going quite poorly. I've only seen him a few times. Let's see. 48. So we've got 12 purchases in almost 5 weeks. So that's just over 2 purchases a week is all we've seen. So that, oof. It's going to take a while. And then in the shard shop, we get nothing in the shard shop. We're still filling our bucket, right? So because we're just hyperdrive and that's it, we can't even go over here and use the bronzium shop. If we get characters out of here, the likelihood is we don't even have them at 7 stars yet. So we don't get a lot of shard shop currency unless we convert it. So feeling kind of poor. We've got a couple characters that we can level up over here. We don't have anybody that would feed the shard shop yet, though. So it's going to take a while to get that relic on Vader. What we're going to do with this is we're going to buy Cassian's U-Wing once, and then we'll feed the shard shop once. So we're going to kind of balance it a little bit here at first. I'm going to start getting this, but I still need to feed stuff over to the shard shop. Probably need to buy some prestige here as well. Alright, that looks like it for the shops. Alright, let's catch up on chat over here. Imagine a Vulture Droid Hyena Bomber pack. Oh, that would be fantastic. If they had a Vulture Droid Hyena Bomber pack, everybody would be buying that. That'd be free income for the for CG. He has all bounty hunter ships, 7-star and relic. Well, he's going to have Executor very soon then, right? Should I go Executor or Gas? I mean, I feel like Executor is such a huge advantage over everything. I would go Executor. Literally, unless you're already on a journey to do something else, build the Executor. As long as you can manage the Razor Crest, right? So on my Loquitur account, I'm not going for Executor simply because I can't get the Razor Crest and Cat both. I had that question in my Ask Loquitur, like, should I build Cat and go for JMK, or should I build the Razor Crest and go for Executor? And I think, all in all, JMK is going to get you more value out of the game. So Executor is a chunk in Grand Arena. But there's a lot more to the game than just Grand Arena. JMK is going to get you high scores in Rancor. It's going to get you banners for your guild in Lightside GOTB. It's going to get holds for you in Grand Arena as a character, probably at a higher rate than you'll get holds with the Executor as a fleet. Or even if they're the same, then you would say, well, JMK with Cat, in terms of the whole game, in terms of versatility, conquest, everything that you do, is going to give you more in the end. So that's what I've committed to on the Loquitur account. But as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to look long-term at JML as my next Galactic Legend for the Loquitur account. But I feel like there really is going to be a fleet journey of some kind in there. And if it makes sense for that fleet journey to be the Ravager, maybe I have to, as soon as I get Cat, maybe I have to start getting that, the new TIE Interceptor prototype. Is that right? The 7th Sister TIE Interceptor prototype. And go for the Ravager. So depending on how that looks, I feel like that's the route because we're getting more Sith ships, and they said, you know, in that ship, it says if it's reinforced with another Inquisitor. So I feel like more ships are coming. But yeah, I think I'll have to commit to one of the bigger fleets as my next journey after JMK, one way or another. Nabokov fan slides in and says, "Hi everyone. By the way, JMK is the best team in the game. Do that above anything else." Nice. Not a bad idea, Nabokov. 40% of C-Pit in terms of damage and top rewards. Yeah, exactly. Word says, not a bad idea, Nabokov. With what is it? I'm currently sitting in the driveway sipping coffee and taking in vitamin D. If you're sitting in your driveway, that doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. So which GL am I going for on the Abticio account, I guess, was originally the question. So with the Abticio account, we're actually going to try to do dark side teams first to make us very attractive for dark side TB. So we're going to do Geos, we're going to do Troopers, and we're going to have a Vader team. So if we have a Relic Vader, just with Palpatine and some stuff, that's going to clear waves in GOTB. Troopers are going to clear waves, and Geos are going to clear waves. So we'll be able to establish a decent score in dark side TB right away. We're going to follow that up with Relic clones. Shock T Relic clones all the way to Cam Ready as the next bit of the journey. And with that, then we're going to try to get into a really good guild. And by then we'll have a Rancor team with the Shock clones. We'll have potentially a second Rancor team if I finish the Troopers to Relic level. And if not, then I'll be building potentially JMK or something like that. So what we're trying to do with this account is we're trying to skyrocket our guild. We're trying to get into a good guild here at first, qualify ourselves for the next step, and then pretty quickly qualify ourselves for a guild that's up in the 260 to 300 range, doing C-Pit, and see if we can do it, And a lot of those guilds are looking for high GP because they're trying to get to 300,000 or 300 million for the droid brains, but we'll see. We'll see if we can qualify. So this is a bit more of an experiment on how good of a guild you can get how soon if you just focus on things that are going to support the guild. So it's going to be the hyperdrive version of the Senator path, just guild stuff, guild stuff, guild stuff. And then that helps us win the rest of the game, right? Graham Case says, I just finished my sea journey today. Finished his alt this morning. Nice. Yeah. The alt is a game changer with C. That really takes him from being a Galactic Legend character to being a real Galactic Legend. Yeah, his alt is important. Congrats, man. Eventually, Razor Crest will be on a node, but for now it's farmable via Conquest currency only. Conquest or crystals. You can buy both Cat and the Razor Crest out of the shipments for crystals when they're in there. Yeah, see here, Cat 5 shards for 600 crystals. So you can buy them for this currency or you can buy them for crystals. Slowly over time. So yeah, it's expensive. Right now it's expensive. If you're not in hard mode, those characters are tough to get. Lots and lots of currency that you have to spend. On the Loquitur account for this next series, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to buy that pass every time just to get the extra shards for the characters. So we'll start doing that. Instead of spending $20 a month like I used to, I think my expenditures on that account will just be the Conquest pass each time it comes up. And we'll just have the Conquest pass, because that's going to save us a ton of crystals. If we can pull down like 20 of those character shards for the character that's in there. Just those 20 shards is 4 purchases. It represents 2,400 crystals, which is basically $20, right? So just those crystals alone, or those shards alone, are pretty much worth the amount of crystals that it would cost to buy the shards. And then you get all the other stuff with the pass. So I feel like on the Loquitur account, I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy the Conquest pass, especially since I'm probably going to be interested in that 7th sister ship. Darth Loquitur efficiency path question. With the changes of Bad Batch farming availability and stuff being adapted toward Kenobi, say Gladiator, SLKR, Kenobi, to X or Vader. And I'm going to say be sure Revens get done as your opening team. I think the Gladiator build for 2022, if I were to say, what is it going to take? I would not recommend a Gladiator build that didn't start with the Hyperdrive bundle. There was a reason in the past to not do the Hyperdrive bundle, but now if you want to participate in Grand Arena and you want to accelerate your rise in Grand Arena, I don't think there is any reason why you wouldn't just go ahead and do the Hyperdrive bundle and get started with it. I think every Gladiator path starts with the Hyperdrive, and I honestly think that the Revens are out. I don't think the Revens are the Gladiator path anymore. Because once you get the Hyperdrive bundle, you build Geos in behind it. You're going to build Vader team. You can build a Troopers team very easily. So I think there's good stuff that's competitive that lets you say, you know, maybe the Gladiator build doesn't include Revens anymore. Maybe it is more of a gas build. And Senator and Gladiator kind of come together in this, you know, just skyrocket your account for guild stuff and Grand Arena at the same time. The Senator builds have all done exceptionally well in Grand Arena. So the people who built the Padme, the clones, the Senator type build, I've seen those accounts scoring as well or better than Gladiator accounts. So I feel like that path, it gets you Grievous, it gets you the Padme team, it gets a lot of Jedi. It gets you the Galactic Republic fleet. It doesn't stop you from building the Malevolence fleet. So, honestly, I think maybe the Senator and Gladiator paths come together and they're not different now. It's the same thing. You just build those good teams and go for a good guild. And then you can kind of fill back the Revens later. Yeah, I think the Gladiator path doesn't use Revens anymore. If you want the most efficient path, I think it's just Hyperdrive bundle straight toward gas. Build the clones first. Stabilize your account, build clones, straight for gas. I think that's the way it goes. Do you think put the Omicron on R7 Sidious is effective? Do I think putting an Omicron on a Relic 7 Sidious? I must not, because I haven't done it yet. If it looked good to me, I probably would have done it. Omicron. In territory wars, if all allies are Sith, other Sith gain max health equal to half of his potency till the first time he's defeated. When Sidious uses demoralizing blows, the cooldown of the ability is reduced for each Sith ally, and he gains 50 speed stacking for 4 turns. So, if everybody's Sith, you know what would be interesting? You know what would be an interesting team? I wonder what this would look like. Let's play around with a experimental team. Where can we throw it? We can do Conquest, an old Conquest tab. Create a new team. Let's look at our Sith. You could do Nihilus lead, Traya, that, and Talon. Right? Because that's his passive, not his leadership, that gets this. So now they all convert all their protection to health. They only have health bars. No protection involved. She is going to give them a ton of extra health. 30% max health. So now we've converted our protection to health, and we're getting not only 30% max health, but virtually we're getting 30% max health and protection, and 30% offense and more speed. And then with his Omicron on top of it, so yeah, in territory wars, that would be interesting, right? They gain max health equal to half of his potency. So we could jack his potency up to, I don't know, what, 150%? Let's just say 150%. So then he would give them another 75%. And he would just do demoralizing blows every turn. Because it would get cooled down, right? When he does demoralizing blows, the cooldown is reduced by 1 for each other Sith ally, and he gains 50 speed. For 4 turns, so he would gain 200 speed over the course of those turns. So you just make him super fast, give him tons of potency. And does he have a high natural potency? I don't feel like he does. 71, yeah, no. So you'd have to jack his potency way up and try to make him fast enough. And then Scion will tank. And these guys will all have tons of health. I don't know. That could be cool. Could be interesting. Confirm squad. Is this even good? Traya lead over Nihilus or Maul so that you keep crits, unless I missed something. No, the whole point of the Nihilus lead is to convert all your protection to health. So because you're giving 30%, and then let's say you could give 75%, so you're boosting their health stats by 105% or something like that. By putting Nihilus in the lead, you give them all ridiculous health, and they all have really high health steal from the Nihilus lead. So his lead gives, you can't crit, but who cares, right? You're not looking to crit with this team. You put exposes all over everybody with Sidious. You are doing area effects with your other guys. So if this is at max 60% offense and 150% health steal, and all their protection is converted to max health. Yeah. Sith allies are immune to healing effects that aren't health steal and can't score critical hits. So yeah, I mean, critical hits aren't that big of a deal with this team, right? Nihilus is just draining life. Traya's doing Traya things. Scion is being annoying and putting pain on everybody. Sidious is just going over and over again. I don't know if it's good, but I mean, if the opponent had to come in, put this on defense, and let the opponent figure out how to deal with it. Traya's lead is really good. Traya's lead is really good. So maybe if you don't... no, her passive is too good. Her passive would be so good, because then all the debuffs get dispelled. Everybody, every turn is clean. They get to go. They get to health steal. I don't know. I kind of want to try this team now. I don't want to throw away an Omicron to try it, but it might be fun. Put him on a team with Lord Vader. Yeah. Put him with Lord Vader in Territory Wars. Yeah, well, he does. Lord Vader does the same thing, right? He converts all their protection to max health. So it would give all of the dark... Oof. Give all of the Lord Vader characters... Oh, man. But it's only if all allies are Sith. So Lord Vader likes to use like Royal Guard and characters that aren't Sith. So you'd only have the Sith Empire Trooper as a tank, and you could put in what would that look like? You'd do Lord Vader with him, the Sith Empire Trooper as a tank, Talon, if you wanted to, and then one other tank of some kind that has to be Sith. So that pretty much has to be Scion, right? Do we have any other Sith tanks that we could even put in there? I don't think so. Let's take a look at that team. Has to be all Sith. So it would be Lord Vader, Talon, him, the Sith Empire Trooper tank, and then Maul. I mean, it has to be Maul, right? Is the new Maul not Sith? The new Maul isn't Sith. Yikes. Something like this. Just stonewall everything with your 2 tanks. Try to live long enough. I don't think that. Yeah. No, the all Sith requirement kills it. This is not good with him. It says if all allies are Sith. So that, no, it's not going to work with Lord Vader. You're not going to want this. You're going to want Maul. You're going to want other stuff. You don't want this. Vader, Traya, Sidious, Talon, Nihilus. Ufu. Darth Vader in there as well. Add Talon and Sidious. Sith Soldier with Lord Vader. So, like this. Man. Lord Vader is so much worse without Maul. That's the issue, though, guys. If you really want to have a good Vader team, you want this guy. And this guy does not have a Sith tag. He is an Ufu. Ufu. Ufu, not Sith. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I would leave Lord Vader with a team that was built for Lord Vader. I mean, that's what you're trying to do with Omicrons, right? You're trying to make a team that is not Galactic Legends into a Galactic Legend level threat. So let's just take Nihilus. I mean, I don't even have good mods on him. This is really mediocre mods. So he could easily be, this is what, 105 or something thousand health and protection together. If we focused on health and protection for him, we could probably get him up to let's say 120. Let's not be ridiculous. Let's say 120. And let's say between the Talon ability and the Sidious ability, we could get him up to 110% of that. So it'd be about 250,000 health. So we could have a whole team full of 250,000 health characters with 250% lifesteal or whatever this is. 150% lifesteal. Yeah. 150% health steal. And 60% offense. Remember, it's 60% offense. So they're hitting hard. So we just give these guys offense and protection. We don't care about crit damage triangles anymore. We give them protection triangles. Just let them convert it. Interesting. I want to try that team now. I mean, it's only good in territory wars, but I think it'd be fun. I think it'd catch a few people by surprise, for sure. I don't think they'd be expecting it. There's nothing in there that makes it go super fast, though, so you would have to... I don't know. I'm torn. I think he would actually want to make Sidious pretty fast, and then with the Darth Talon speed boost, try to get him to go well over 300 speed so that he could take an early turn, gain speed, get that gimmick going. You need Traya and Nihilus for damage. Maul not due to him forging the Darth title. Formerly Darth, now just Maul. In the You need Traya and Nihilus for damage. And Nabokov has given me account numbers to review. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm gonna stick to the plan and do it in the order received. Hey, we've been streaming for a couple hours now, so I think I'm actually gonna cut it off here, guys. Just wanted to get together with everybody, chill out on a Saturday. No Galactic, no Grand Arena, but still talk through a few accounts. Just chatted with you guys. Hopefully gave you some entertainment here on a Saturday. So we're going to wrap up the stream there. I'm going to work on some other stuff. Say goodbye to you all. Remember, if you haven't joined the Discord, get on in there. We've got a fantastic Discord, good group of people. Great discussions happen over there all the time, learning new things every day. There's an Ask Loquitur channel, so if you got a question specifically for me, you can toss it up there in the Ask Loquitur channel. There's all kinds of good people willing to help out in general chat. And like I said, if you want to join as a Patreon, you get a whole lot of special stuff over on Discord and become part of an even better community. I think the guys that are in the Patreon group are some excellent players. You know, and you've seen them before. Fellhammer, Strize, TK, the guys that are, you know, frequently featured on channel and in videos and stuff like that. So head on over to that Discord. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. We've got a goal for March to get 5,000 subscribers. I'll do 3 giveaways for $25 or $50 gift cards. And if we get to 6,000 by the end of March, we will do 10 drawings for 25, doubled if you're an Inquisitor and in your in-game name. And that could mean up to $500 for me paid out to you guys if we get to that goal. So help me get subscribers. I'd appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. I may do another one of these streams tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see. See how things go. But thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Holocron.